guys, welcome back to Don't Make This Weird. Holy cow, that like music cut straight out.
That was loud.
Yeah. Welcome back to Don't Make This Weird. I'm your host Tony, and then beside me,
Across from you.
across from me, paddling the dumpster fire of 2020,
Yes.
right beside me in true fine form and fashion. We're gonna go to the dual screen shot.
Hey, guys.
The lovely Heather Edgerton.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that introduction there, paddling the shit show of 2020 together. Here we go. I hope everybody is faring well. Hopefully.
I'm really puzzled on what to wear to the Civil War that we're supposed to be
Oh
having.
my god.
I don't know. I mean, like,
it's been a weird year with that.
do you wear camouflage so you blend in, or do you wear like stuff like plaid and stripes so you clash?
Well, it's 2020. I would say clashing is probably in.
I mean, okay, you know.
We've had like this roller coaster of up and down. Like, what was the one thing? Type in your name and your apocalypse outfit.
Yes.
And then, so there's that. So now maybe type in your name and type in your Civil War outfit.
Sure.
I don't know, 2020.
I'm trying to think of like who I would actually be in Civil War, like, because I was Team Iron Man all the way. So
Right.
I mean, I
That
don't
makes
know
sense.
what 2020 is now. I mean, there's got to be some sort of hindsight joke in there or some crap.
I've heard that.
You know, I mean, I'm sure most people don't want to look back at 2020 and go, it was the
No.
best of times, it was the worst of times.
I don't really think so. I don't think anybody is wanting to. You know how like Facebook often is like, hey, here's a look back on memories.
Right.
No. Like, can we just wipe that right out of the Facebook memories? Let's just not do it. Let's not do 2020.
You know, I celebrate the small victories that I'm topside, and it's
Yeah.
a good day to celebrate. Because aside from that, everything has gone to fucking shit.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. You know, that is something that we can all celebrate. Being able to be upright and breathing for 2020. If you are still hanging out, still around, still trying to get through and paddle here, we welcome you aboard.
Paddling the dumpster
Paddling.
fire.
Paddling the dumpster fire. If you guys don't have a dumpster to ride in, come join us. Why not? So
Grab
yeah,
your torch and pitchfork. We're going someplace. I
Let's
don't know
do
where
it.
yet.
we're gonna run amok. Let's do it. But anyway, glad that everybody is joining in on YouTube. We're glad that you guys are hanging out on this wonderful Thursday evening.
I'm
at
sharing
8.
links.
Yeah, you're
And
so
I'm
sharing.
not being distracted.
Yeah, look at that. Look at you go. So
I'm
we're
a trained
we're
professional at
thankful.
dumpster fires.
Yes, and your crash hermit on all
yeah,
of
it's
the
my
way.
crash hermit.
So we have somebody that's hanging out on YouTube, a couple filing in. When you guys join us, go ahead and say hi, and I will mention you online so we can say hello to you. So thank you guys for joining and tuning in. Also, guys, while we are just starting out, I wanted to say that we are also re-aired on solidstateradio.net. So a shout out to Sean and Adam over there. And also, not only am I on YouTube, or we are on YouTube right now, I usually run YouTube, so thanks for
Twitch,
tuning
too.
in there. So, and Tony is doing Twitch. So, thank you guys for jumping in on both platforms. We really appreciate that and glad that you guys are joining us tonight. So, it has been a crazy week. Lots going on in the world. I think
Crazy.
a lot of people maybe are sitting in the corner crying and going, I don't know what to think.
Find your happy place. Find your happy place.
Find your happy place. If you can find your happy place, usually not the corner, but you know.
See, this is why I got drunk on election night, because I'm like, I don't give a fuck anymore. You know, the
Was
whole
there
world's-
election night parties?
Yeah, me getting drunk and going to sleep.
See, I don't drink, so for me, I'm just like, yay.
You just sniff the bottle cap. That's it.
Sometimes I can, and then I'm good to go. And I just know that some of you guys are just jealous because of that. One thing great about having these microphones is like my little like hairs stick to it, and then I'll be talking and I'll feel it. It's like, what is that? Anyway. The problems of the studio. Here we go. But you know,
First world problems.
first world problem. Right. So, you know, it's been an interesting kind of week because I have been going back to work and, you know, I'm working during the week and everything. So I get to hear like a whole bunch of different stuff and different points of view of
course you
everything
do.
that's going on in the world. And I just like get out my little earbuds and just,
You're like
crank it up.
probably 65% of the population. 'Cause
Most
they're just
likely,
like, I
yeah.
don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody can have a general conversation,
Mm-hmm.
let alone be able to just not be a dick to everybody.
I think that's one of the hardest things that America is facing right now is the golden rule of not being a dick. But it seems like it
Tip your
doesn't matter.
waitresses.
It seems like it doesn't matter, because there's that whole saying of we're all in this together. And, play it out, boy. Play us out, boys. That's kind of how I'm
I
feeling.
gotta say, I woke up, what was it, Wednesday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And for shits and giggles, which was great.
Yeah.
Because my daughter Madison was like, what are you doing?
Why are you?
I was playing It's the End of the
Oh my
World as we
God.
know it.
See, and that's the thing. Too soon. It was too soon because
No.
we still don't even know what the votes are all over, whatever. And that usually is what's happening. And I was talking with somebody else, and they're like, one of them they have until November 10th to get all theirs. And I'm like, how do they got until November 10th to get all of their ballots and everything in? So, and this is the thing that usually, and don't make this weird, we don't talk political, we don't talk religion, we don't do really any of that stuff. We do promote, taking care of ourselves, self-care, health, and all that fun stuff, and then some weird stuff that
This
we
is
randomly throw in.
entertainment and comedy.
Right, exactly. So we usually don't talk much about it, but again, it was kind of tough when everything went through with the pandemic and everything because we were living in it. So what else do you talk about?
Well,
So we're living in this right now, and it's like, what else do you talk about? Even though I can't stand talking about it.
Here's the issue that I have is regardless of who wins,
Yeah,
okay, it should be fair. There should not be any cheating.
mm-hmm.
And if there is fraud, that those people are prosecuted to the fullest degree of
Well,
the
yeah,
law.
absolutely, because fraud is fraud,
Right.
regardless of who it's for or what's going on with it. Fraud is fraud.
Right. Because if any of us had done that,
Mm-hmm.
we would be prosecuting to the fullest extent of the
Oh,
law.
absolutely. Doesn't matter how much money we'd have in our pockets
Well,
or
and it's-
lack thereof after the fact.
It's not even about that. It's about, influence of power and this, that, and the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
So my perspective is because I try to be a constitutionalist of what does the Constitution say?
Right.
I mean, here. I don't even have
Got your own little pocket
I don't even
constitution.
have to go very far
Right.
because I resort back to the source. And to me, what does that say? Because if this is the law of the land, because it is,
Right.
what does that say? And it's our best to reason with one another and interpret what it says so it's fair for everyone.
And that's what it's supposed to be about. That's why it's there. And
Right.
obviously, here's one of my things. In school, government and all that stuff was not my strong suit because it was just I
Right.
did not want to be a part of it politically, any of that stuff, whatever. And I wish I would have paid more attention to it growing up. But at the time, I was just like, no, I don't care.
And that's
I
where
don't
most
care.
people are at.
I don't care. So now here we are, though, like in the thick of everything, and it's like, maybe I should care a little bit. maybe.
Well, right.
Maybe, So on YouTube, really quick, Adam's joining in, saying, checking in, sounding great. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. Again, we are on YouTube and on Twitch. So if you guys are
Go to
joining in,
Twitch.
please go ahead and say hello, join in. If you're on Twitch, you can help us with our goals that we have over
Achievements.
there. Achievements that we have over there. So that's appreciated. Thank you guys for that. Always glad when you guys are tuning in, jumping in, talking to us, have questions, whatever it is. Unless you, of course, you're rude, then you get banned, and then we delete your comments, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
The usual.
I'm not showing my tits no matter how much you tip me. I'm just saying.
50,000? No, not happening.
No.
But anyhow, this is one of the things. We usually do not get into politics, but this is where we're at right now. We're waiting to hear the results, find out what's going to happen. And from seeing everything that's going on, it seems like it might be a little bit longer than what we were expecting to hear the results because of all the stuff that is going on. So again, it's not one of my favorite subjects, but this is where we're at right now.
Yeah, I mean,
You know.
it's one of those things that, during this time of not knowing, educate yourself.
That's a good thing. There you go. Educate yourself. Also, another thing that I really like to express or stress.
Go back to what it says.
Yeah, there you go. One of the things I like to stress about this is that educate yourself. Also, when you're talking with others that do not know as much politically or, any of the government, whatever you want to, whatever, be kind to them too and educate them instead of automatically going in and calling them names and doing those things. That's just me. Like, I would prefer somebody coming at me and saying, hey, well, this is why I feel this way. Here's the information. Here's where you can find it. One of our mutual friends,
Yeah.
Dave. Maybe I'm saying the wrong name. Anyway, he gets on there and he'll talk educationally about everything.
Yeah. Okay.
One of our mutual friends.
Sure.
Okay. Anyway, it's not to disagree or anything, but he's like, hey, well, blah, blah, blah.
Well, and that's the thing is, ultimately that's what it comes down to is we're supposed to, even if we disagree with another person's opinion and why they think the way that they think, it's not up to us to change their mind. It's up to us to present the facts,
Right.
present what is actually said,
Correct.
because this is, the Constitution of the United States. And then it's fair for all. It's not just you, it's not just me. According to the Constitution, I have to defend your rights to be a dumbass.
All right.
However, in the
Much love.
same token, you have to defend my rights to be a dumbass.
Oh, there we go.
Because that's what it says. And if it's not equal across the board, you're not upholding the law of the land. Therefore, you need to be prosecuted.
Right. So, it's always a good thing to be educated on what's going on in the world with the political, everything like that, just so you know. And that's kind of where I got to before voting is I've always had a hard time with voting and, election years and everything because I've always felt like no matter who was the candidates, there was a lot of mudslinging to me. And it's constantly in your face, well,
Right.
he did this, blah, 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 blah. And
Right.
the debates are just bullshit to me. I don't even want
Pretty
to
much.
listen to it because it's all, who's this bigger kind of deal. So for me, that's always been the thing. I'm like, I don't want to vote.
Right.
When I was younger, I was like, I don't want to vote for anyone. These are all assholes. Like everybody's a jerk to each other. So why would I choose that?
Right.
So, more now that I'm more educated about everything, it's like going into the polls this year, I was still going, I'm not going to say who I voted for, but I'm still, even up to the day, I was like,
Right.
what do I do here? So,
And here's the thing is, it is your responsibility and your right, if you are a United States citizen, to vote in this country.
right.
And having an educated vote is even that much more lethal
Right.
because you've educated yourself.
Yeah.
If you're just going by popular opinion,
That's where things get a little bit rough.
I can pick out so many points in history of people that were just following orders or going by popular opinion of how
Yeah.
many innocent people were killed and disregarded.
Well, Well, one thing I can say though about this election year, and any before this that I was able to vote,
Right.
regardless of who my friends were very valiant about who they were voting for or their opinions on everything, I still was able to still be like, hey, I love you. We're not going to argue about this because you have the right to your opinion and who you would like to vote, as do I, and we can still come together and still be friends and family, whatever. So, that's always been something that's always been strong, or a strong thing, or a strong part of me.
Absolutely.
Is just because you're voting differently doesn't mean that I don't care for you.
Well,
So,
and
I think
that's-
more people should have embraced that.
That's what the Constitution is all about. In fact, speaking of that, this is my brain. Jeremy chimed
Yeah.
in and said, "Hey guys,
Hey, I got
What's
to
up?
watch a little bit of the show with him on the rant for Tuesday night,
Yeah.
election night with
Yeah.
Tisha Jones. Tisha Jones Hublik,
sure,
I think. Hyphen.
Tisha Jones."
Anyway, I ran into her the other day, and she was like, "Did you watch This Is My Brain?" I said, "I did not get a chance to." So at work today, I started listening to it at work, and
Yeah.
they brought up a lot of really good points and a lot of different things and different points of view,
Right.
which I commend them to have those conversations civilly and not be like going at each other. From as far as I was able to watch it at work.
What?
So if you guys didn't get a chance to tune into that, go ahead and check out This Is My Brain, Tuesday Night Rants, and also on Saturday they have a podcast that is just everything.
It's off the chain.
It's a hodgepodge, mishmash, whatever you want to say, of everything. So I just want to give a shout out. Thank you, Jeremy. And also, Jeremy, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, brother. We will be there tomorrow.
We will be down there tomorrow to have the party.
Yeah.
So celebrate with you. So happy birthday. I hope that you felt the love from everybody on your
Hell
birthday.
yeah.
So thank you
He's
again for
so old now.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, happy birthday. And, thank you for bringing the good content. You bring up stuff on This Is My Brain that people are not usually aren't comfortable with. That's the thing with This Is My Brain is it's out there. It's, hey, this is stuff that I'm thinking of. You may not agree with me.
Right.
The guests on the show might not agree with him.
But let's talk about it.
But they talk about it. So I do give you kudos to that for doing that. Also, over here on YouTube, we got Rodney Torrey joining in. Sorry, late to the party. And he says, Torrey, 2024. And then he said, wait, it's Saturday, right? Yes,
Right.
It is Saturday
It's
this time.
Saturday.
Tony's going down early.
Yep.
I am not. We will be to the grand opening for Hometown Handmade. Grand reopening on Saturday. Starts 11 to 5, unless that's changed. And also, guys,
Right.
while we're talking about the subject, if you're cool with it,
Yeah, good.
Hometown Handmade is also going to have Santa this year because a lot of places are not having Santa. So that's in Emily City at 130 East 3rd Street in Emily City. You guys go check it out. Grand opening is Saturday, so come stop into the store. Lots of really cool handmade in Michigan stuff. So we can't wait to see you guys.
Jeremy just chimed in and said, thank you. Get ready to party. Hell yeah. It's
Yeah.
always an incredible party down at the Man
Party
Cave.
time. Sorry I missed the show. I heard
fired.
it was great,
Get the
a
fuck
great
out.
time and everything, but yeah, it's just been a crazy, crazy, crazy life right now. I've got so much stuff going on, and I'm not complaining about it. I'm very happy that I'm able to do these things, but it's like, whew,
Yeah.
there's so much happening.
I'm complaining about it because, and I say that with the utmost love. I cannot get these things to sync up, the audio and the video.
Oh,
So it is driving me nuts, and I just want to pull out what hair I have left in my head out.
all right, stay away from mine.
So
I don't have much. I don't have much for a lady, so don't.
Shout out to Come Forth and A Different Perspective. Incredible live show. Love what those guys did. And I am trying to do it justice of putting the video and the audio together. So bear with me, guys. Even if I can get one song.
Right?
Because, yeah, there was no audio on the video and there's no time code. So
Well, yeah, and that's the thing.
yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit because we are now live on our show. Don't make this weird that we've been doing for almost 3 years now.
yeah.
Regardless,
It's over 3 years.
over 3 years now. So regardless of whatever it is or the plans that you have when it comes to electronics, when it comes to putting audio and having everything with video and all that come together, sometimes it just doesn't happen. So, we appreciate you guys when you jump in and tell us that the sound is good and all that stuff. Even right now, I'm looking at, YouTube and we're off a smidge from where we're at right now in
Well,
real
there's a
time.
delay there.
There is a delay there. But you know what I'm saying, though? We've had issues of not being able to go live because the internet was down, electric went out, anything
Tornado went through.
anything under the sun that you guys can imagine. We've had that issue happen, and so it's not easy. If you guys seen the behind the scenes stuff with what we do and now putting on shows at the Man Cave and everything,
It's the same thing down there, only worse.
anything can happen. So, we appreciate whenever things like that happen and everybody has patience. You guys continue to keep coming back and come hang out with us on
Right.
Thursday nights. So we appreciate that. And for all the other stuff we got, because it's not just Don't Make This Weird.
Yep.
Like I mentioned earlier, we have This Is My Brain, that's Tuesday night rants, and on Saturday nights usually,
Yeah.
other than this week will be the party. So I don't think there's going to be a show.
We may do one
There
Friday night. I don't
Maybe
know.
a Friday night show. But then we also have Guitar Fridays with Tony.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks since I've done that because, guys, I've
happens.
been so freaking
It
busy
happens.
with pre-production for the other shows.
Yeah.
So
And
bear
I
with
understand
me.
that. I understand that completely. And then also, my other show, Survivor Girl, which this Sunday is going to be the last one for a little bit because I've got so much stuff going on. I'm scheduled to work and I won't even be able to make it on time to continue to keep the 6 o'clock. However, I will be back. There are other episodes that, you guys can go back and watch on YouTube. It's archived, all that fun stuff. So I will be back this Sunday, but the remainder of November, I'm actually going to have to take a little break because it's unbelievable all the stuff we got going on right now. And I understand, I want to bring back people to have conversations with survivors and people that are just in the thick of things going on right now and whatnot. So we're working towards that, but I will see people this Sunday. So we do have a lot of stuff going on. We are working towards other things for the studio. We've been talking about that for a while. As you guys know, though, those things also take time.
Well, what's crazy about it is the fact that for the rest of November for me, I have nothing but pre-production I have to do for the other shows.
There you go.
So
it kind of works out.
Well, and I mean, that's the thing is, when you told me, oh, hey, I'm not going to be able to do the shows Sunday because I have stuff that I have to get done. Mm-hmm. I'm like, cool. That frees up a little bit of time in the middle of the week, kind of, sort of, not really.
Right.
But in the same token, I could still schedule more stuff to get done on the days that I would normally be doing other things. So it puts me a little farther ahead.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. So I can actually get these other shows up and running and go, look, guys, what we've been doing.
All of the things.
Yeah,
right.
All of the things, just because it's, see, that's the crazy part about it. And let me explain this to you guys, how this works. So people come to us all the time with show ideas.
Oh, yeah.
And they go, how do I do what you guys do, every week? And I go, okay, well, what do you want to talk about? What are you comfortable with?
Right.
Let's sit down in front of the mic and let's see how well you can hold a one-sided conversation with you and your friend, the bubble, in front of your face.
It's not easy.
And
it's truly not.
Still be engaging with your audience to where you're not just sitting there,
It's not as easy as people think it is.
Well, and you get stuck using those frequency words that everybody uses because you run out of things to talk about.
Yeah.
So
it happens. And it's happened to me on Survivor Girl. I mean, it's not as horrible as it could be, but it has happened to me on Survivor Girl since I went to just being me, and not having a co-host. It's been interesting because, a lot of times I feel like I talk about the same things over and over and different perspectives of it and different, venue or avenues of it, whatever. But, after a while I go, man, did I just talk about the same thing again on this show? I mean, to really continue to keep it interesting and to continue to talk about things, because I try to talk about the real good, feel good, but not so feel good, uncomfortable stuff. Because, that's what it is. Survivor Girl is intense at times.
Right. And that's the thing is when you talk about real subjects, content is a motherfucker to create. And keep it engaging to where, and you don't know what is going to hit most times, because sometimes you'd be like, yeah, I got this content. We're creating this. We're having a great conversation.
Yeah.
And there's crickets with your audience.
Yeah, well, and that happens on Survivor Girl, I think, quite often, because some people just don't know how to talk about the raw stuff or how to comment on that kind of stuff. So, that is something that I have ran into. And I will ask you, because he also does you do Twitch when I'm on Survivor Girl.
Right.
And I do YouTube just like we do on Don't Make This Weird. So I'll stop and be like, do you have anything on Twitch? Because you'll make a face or something, and I'll be like, oh, he must have something. So it that's kind of like the awkward part of my show is I'm like, you got something over there?
What do you say? Oh, see, now look, Twitch is giving me some love. I got to go to Twitch.
All right, what you got over there?
So Felcor, that would be Mr. Rodney Tory.
What?
Chimes in and says, haha, equal opportunity, ass kisser.
There we go.
A little more to the left. It feels weird on the right. By the way, Living the Dream podcast. I like that. Is that yours? So yeah, we should totally lock that in.
There we go.
And Father 269100 says, hi.
Hi. How's it going? Thanks for joining in, guys. We love when you guys talk to us, as long as, like we said, keep it cool. Be cool.
Love it. Yes, that's the name of his podcast.
Cool.
Living the Dream.
Oh,
I
living
like
the
that.
dream. I love it. Living the dream with Rodney.
With Rod.
Rod.
Rod the Bod.
Rod the Bod. Rodney is a very awesome,
Love it.
awesome, cool
Love it,
guy.
yes.
So
We'll
I
lock
hope
that
that
in.
you guys will check out when he gets his podcast off the ground. Living the dream.
Living the Dream.
I love it.
Yes.
Onwards and upwards, my friend.
That's right.
I know you love when I say that. So, it's been it has been an interesting year despite everything that's been going on.
Yeah.
A lot of, I seen somebody post something the other day saying, "Hey, we've talked about the bad stuff. Can we talk about the good stuff that's happened this year?" And for some people that may be
Yeah.
minimal, but for some other people it may be a lot of things, I kind of feel like there's been a handful of things for myself and it's been like, "Oh wow."
Yeah.
I do have things to celebrate even though it's been an interesting kind of
Well, and
year.
that's the point that I was getting at with doing these podcasts
Mm-hmm.
because not everybody is this comfortable. And when they get in front of a microphone, it's very difficult to be engaging when you're not used to talking on a mic and
Yeah.
having a camera in your face.
right.
So once you get over that, and it's a discipline, you have to keep doing this until you're comfortable doing, and the camera goes away, the microphone goes away, and you're just talking to whoever it is in the studio.
Right.
So training people how to do that by being an executive producer, by giving them tips on conversation etiquette, high frequency words that are you need to take that out of your vocabulary for that hour.
Articulation.
Yeah, articulate, being able to speak clearly because no one wants to see Robert.
And that's not always easy. And I trip over myself a lot because when I get going, I'm going like a million miles a minute. But I also talk about how, the realness of that.
Yeah.
Here's the real part of that is that I go with, hey, I'm human. This is what it is. This is me. And I'm not afraid to mess up if I'm on camera or if I'm on mic or whatever is going on, depending on what day it is or how I'm feeling, because I have
course.
the ups and the downs of being tired and different things that happen. And for me, when I trip over my words, it's like, it's me. That's who I am. But that's also to show people that, hey, even if you do that kind of thing, you
Right.
can still have a podcast with good content in it.
Rodney said my idea, onwards and upwards. That's awesome.
Wait, what?
But no,
Yeah.
that's the tricky part about doing pre-production, because when people don't know what it is that they're doing and they're not comfortable with having a one-sided conversation, or we've had 2 and 3 people that wanted to start a show,
Yeah.
and they would talk over each other, or they would just let the one person talk the whole time without engaging into it. And it's like, so what is it that you're doing? Because you have something to contribute.
Right.
Engage in the context of the conversation. So working with all these people and trying to prep them to where obviously they're not going to be at our level, but the first handful of shows are going to go off fairly less dumpster fiery, if
Yeah.
if that is a term
Who's
of
your
endearment.
His
What-
favorite thing this year.
Well, and that's the thing is, when you are known for a certain production level,
Right.
that is professional as you can get, it takes a lot of work. And if you don't have someone that's willing to put that work in, that project just kind of gets shelved and you move on to the next one.
Right.
So having all of these opportunities for these different podcasts, and not saying that, oh, you didn't follow through with it, you're a shithead. No. Life happens.
Yes.
Period.
Absolutely.
I'm not making excuses for anybody, but there are those people that have worked harder
Mm-hmm.
in the process of their everyday lives to make shows like this happen and come to fruition.
Right. And
So-
it wasn't always easy for us either
No,
because,
hell no.
the funny thing is if you go back and listen to our very first episode, I'm sure it was just a shit show. There's my favorite one.
Yes.
If you go back and listen to it, because we really didn't know much about doing podcasts other than we wanted to have a conversation with real people. We wanted to showcase people that had, bands or, comedians or whatever. We wanted to have
Right.
conversations with people that were unique and interesting. And, we've had some really awesome interviews, different people that have been in the studio that were just excellent on mic.
Yeah.
and performance wise with their bands or whatever. And it was just like, dang, that blew me away. Of course, it's hard to transcribe what it sounds like compared to what we hear in the studio sometimes to what you guys would hear, from us at the studio.
Right.
Which is interesting. And you got to keep that in mind too when you are watching when we have bands on. Sometimes it does not come out as good as it sounds live in studio, which is really a bummer.
And that's why I try to record those in the studio to where it's live. So when the bands do release them, because I don't release them myself, they pop that out there and go, oh, yeah, we were on the show, and this is what it actually sounded like in the studio. And they go, holy shit, that sounded great.
Jeremy is over here on YouTube now.
Traitor!
No, he says, I switched over. My Twitch feed was skipping and jumping, so he didn't want to skip and jump. Welcome to my side. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Traitor.
So, so that's some of the stuff with doing podcasts and everything. Anybody can put on a podcast if you have the right equipment to be able to do so. And there are a lot of podcasts out there now. When we started, it didn't seem like there was as many, or I just didn't know of that many at the time.
It was a bit more underground.
It was a bit more underground, but now, like even your local news channels, different television stations, all kinds of stuff, they have a podcast to go after what they're already producing on the mainstream,
Right.
So it's interesting to see that. But also, I want to give a shout out too for the people that are now starting to live their dream and do their thing with, playing games online, doing that kind of stuff with that kind of content. A shout out to the Unknown Artist for all of the content that he puts out there as well. And he's different from what we do. He does a lot of different things from what we do, but I really like what he does. And I like seeing this different. Racer X, he does stuff on Twitch.
Yep.
And you can subscribe, you could sub to these people and give them money too to continue to create this content. Same thing with us on Twitch. Once we reach what we need to, our achievements, is that what we call it? Gosh, dang it.
On Twitch, yes.
Yes, on Twitch, our achievements, once we reach those, then we'll be able to have people subscribe for money as well, correct?
Well, and there's
Is that
a lot
part
of
it?
Well, here's the thing: is anytime we meet an achievement on Twitch, there's different things that open up for us to help get our podcast bigger. So, we're going to be opening up other platforms on other channels. So it's not just going to be on Twitch. It's not just going to be on YouTube. But in the same token, as we're working with these different platforms like Twitch and like YouTube, because eventually some of these platforms are going to go by the wayside because they're just so oversaturated.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
And with Twitch, the nice part about it is when you meet certain achievements, it kind of unlocks new levels for shit to you to do.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I thoroughly enjoy every time we unlock something. Like I play this stupid game called Stream Legends, and it helps with the leaderboards.
Yeah.
So
and when you're on the leaderboard,
you get noticed a little bit.
Brings us back to, saying, hey,
Yeah.
we're here.
Right.
We do stuff.
And it's like, who the hell is this person? But Jeremy, Rodney just chimed in and said something. Jeremy, looking forward to meeting you Saturday and talking shop.
There we go. Yeah. Very cool. Well, and one of the things, too, that I like about Twitch, one of the things that's odd to me is the fact that they only stay on there for 2 weeks. But the thing is people on Twitch put out usually daily content, if not once a day. Like they do 3 times, however many. So Twitch really they pump out a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas we only do once a week with with Don't Make This Weird. But yeah, This Is My Brain also does just once a week other than Tuesday Night Rants. But, and Survivor Girl as well. It's once a week. We're not constantly hitting with a bunch of content at once. I mean, when we get more podcasts and different things going on, we definitely will be. But as of right now, we just don't. So we don't get as much love over there, I feel, that we could be because we don't continually create content.
And I've thought about jumping online and, playing some stuff online, but I don't know. The gaming community is quite different than the podcast community.
It is. It really is.
So mixing the two, generally speaking, it's kind of like oil and water.
Miss.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, you got guys like Jared Dines and 666 Samus. I mean, that dude is phenomenal at drums, and he's funnier than shit. You know, some of the stuff that he says, like, yeah.
And that's interesting kind of thing. Like I said, Twitch is really like a big gaming kind of community, and it's not just it isn't just gaming, but for the most part, it seems like because that's the roots of that they do that. But there's tabletop as well. It's not just streaming video games. They do tabletop. They do D&D. That's D&D. Tabletop is the same, right?
Yeah.
So there's all that kind of stuff too. Different kind of content over there. But we have kind of infiltrated that channel as well, so we could get out there. But you're right. The gaming community is a lot different than the podcast community. Some gamers don't care for podcasts.
Well, and the nice part about streaming is it provides the ability to, hey, this is what we do during when we're not doing the show.
Right.
So, and you've jumped on with Adam, and you guys have done some online gaming while you were streaming, and there's been different stuff.
Fun.
And I've thought about doing some of that, of just jumping on and because I've got MTG Arena.
There you go.
And I've thought about jumping on and just
Why
going,
not?
hey guys, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing some online streaming.
Right.
And just, what are you guys up to? Chit chat with me. Give me what you got.
Yeah.
So, but there and again, it's providing the free time to do so, because doing all of this other stuff
Takes time.
It takes time. And I mean, there's only so many hours in the day. And I'm not making excuses, because shit, the minute I go down to the man cave, bing, bang, boom, I'm already working on projects.
Speaking of the man cave.
Yeah, what you got?
Jeremy says, absolutely, Rodney. Looking forward to it. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that, too. Because there is time that we do need to have a little bit of downtime with everything that's going on. And I feel like going and celebrating is going to be something.
What is downtime?
What is I hear you. It's funny because he'll like shoot one off at me sometimes, be like, I'm here doing other stuff by myself. I'm like, hey, fucker, how does it feel? Because right now it is the silly, like you like to call it the silly season for me.
It is
because
the silly season.
Holiday, I work seasonally at Bronner's, the world's biggest Christmas store. World's biggest Christmas store. And I work
with you
there.
and the fucking sandwiches.
Right?
I made you a pickle.
I made you a wooden pickle. Do you want lettuce on your anyway? But so it is a crazy time of year for me, but I love it because this is my 6th season, and I actually, the funny thing is this week I had to schedule to get my anniversary picture done. So I actually did makeup and my hair for the day. I walked in at 9 o'clock, punched in, and I went right to the office. I was like, can we get this done? Because I know this is not going to stay very long. I mean, I'm just being honest, because putting
got my crash helmet. Let's get this bitch going.
Put the mask back on, and it's like, oh, it's going to take off my... And I'm breaking out because of those bastards.
Yeah.
Not Bronner's, the mask.
Well,
Just saying.
Yeah.
It's annoying when you're 40 years old and still having breakouts. It's like, okay, what am I doing wrong? Everything.
Not cleaning your mask.
I'll clean my... Are you kidding me? I have like 10 of them and I clean them.
That's what it's from.
From cleaning it?
No.
Washing them?
No, from wearing the masks. That's what you can look this up. It's literally, it causes acne because of the shit that gets caught in your mask just through every single day.
No, I have a million different ones though. I switch them out and do all that, so I don't. It's stress.
That's part of it too. Yeah.
I am a stress ball. We've talked about this.
What does he say? Rodney chimes in and says, "I've done YouTube videos for raid bosses for World of Warcraft before. What is downtime you speak of? Live, love, craft, market.
He's not kidding. Like they were holding up the market scene for during the markets. That's crazy. Which reminds me, in December we're going back down to Shipshawana to do another one.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Seriously, no, I'm not being facetious when I say that.
I was like slow blink.
No, here's the thing: is I've talked with my Uncle Paul, and shout out to Uncle Paul, he's amazing.
Yeah,
we've talked about going on the road and doing like the 127 seal year round,
right.
Of going to all of these places, and Kentucky, Indianapolis, there's a couple of other places, and it's all through the Midwest where you can literally go year round.
Yeah, market circuit.
And sell shit.
Right.
You know, in a 127 sale is like a big ass freaking swap meet,
Yeah.
flea market, collectibles,
Everything.
everything.
Everything you could think of.
And it's insanity how much money you make when you hit the right vein of people that are
Right.
looking for a specific thing.
Let's talk about that because
Yeah.
it's really true. The thing is if you get into creating your own stuff and you do the markets,
Yeah.
it's crazy how it can be very lucrative, and then sometimes you could make maybe your booth rent back.
Crickets.
You know, it really honestly just depends.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of really good times at these markets and you're doing awesome and you're like, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the
And
thing.
then it switches out and it's like, wait a minute.
Right.
How did last weekend I fucking rocked this shit.
Yeah.
$5. I didn't even get my gas money back. Like what?
And that's the thing is when you do that, when you literally work for yourself, and you've learned this over the past few years,
Yes.
that you will work harder than any other fucking job you've ever had in your life when you're your own boss.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, honestly, this past month, you know, getting ready before the last show at Shipshawana was just insane. Because we not only were we doing Shipshawana, but we finished out the market season,
Right.
went right into an incredible store at Hometown Handmade, the first little store that we
Right.
had. And then we got stuff together for like an event. And then we got stuff together for the new store. And then we were getting stuff together for Shipshawana. And it's crazy because, and I think Rodney and them they kind of probably will laugh about this one or not laugh, but it's like they look at me with my two little totes and I'm like, I'm ready. I'm like, what?
He just chimed in and said markets can be a fickle pickle.
This is the truth.
No, not even
Pickle
lying.
launching. but it's funny though because I'm like, got my two totes and I'm like, okay guys, let's go.
Yeah.
They're just like, fuck you.
They've got a fucking convoy of trucks and they're going, I
he's just
fucking
like-
hate you, Heather.
He's like, I've got a trailer. I'm like, will you have room for my stuff? Like, really?
Dick move,
He's gonna
Banner.
kick my ass.
Well, no,
Great.
and that's the thing is to go back to what I was saying about that
Yeah.
is it's the hardest job you'll ever have, but it's also the most fulfilling
It is.
because when you succeed, you
It's
get
incredible.
to you did that.
You're right.
There is no one else to thank. That is you. And when you fail,
You
you've-
did that.
you did that, and you
Right.
learn how to fail better every single time.
You're not wrong. I mean, honestly, there is merit to what you're saying because nobody is harder on themselves than when they're working for themselves and they're their boss. You know what I mean? What you got?
Rodney says, "Yeah, Heather's two totes and us moving a city."
He's not even kidding. He's not even kidding. Like they have 1,000,002 totes, and then they have like Carter lumber. It's just crazy.
Finish what you
But
were
also-
talking about. Yeah,
But seriously though, when you are making your own product and you're feeling
Right.
good about that, like when I first started out, it was much different compared to where I'm at now with the things that I make, and it took a couple years to kind of get to where I got to with everything. Excuse me. Oh, Gatorade. Get to where I've gotten with everything, because I had people going, wait a minute, though, that's really cool what you're making.
Right.
Like, that's an awesome idea. You should try going to markets. You should try this out. You should do this.
Go to market.
You, Rodney, Mary, all of them are just like, come on, let's do that. You can do this. I believe in you. So then I started, and it was a really awesome experience, honestly.
And I was
But-
there from the beginning of the ride going, hey, figure it out what you want
Right.
to do.
What is
I'll
your
go buy a
niche?
bunch of
That's
shit.
the thing. When
Yeah.
you are wanting to create stuff, if you are a crafter, you really have to find your is it niche?
Yeah.
I say niche, but
Niche, niche, it's the
niche.
same thing.
but you really have to find out what it is in your part of the market. I seen one girl, she was talking about making jewelry, but hers was like little pieces of food, like a piece of pizza that was a big, but she got
Right.
one of her pieces on a TV show that everybody knows. I was like, what in the heck? I need to send my stuff. The one, I don't know if you've seen her on Facebook, but she does her makeup while she's talking about murder. She's pretty interesting. I want to send one of my pieces to her and be like, wear this.
Is that the podcast, the Bitches and Murder?
No, actually, they have not done one in a year from what I was,
What?
unless they're on a different platform, which is possible. They might
Okay.
have just said, see you later, YouTube, I'm done.
Yeah.
But
Fuck
no,
YouTube.
no, she's on Facebook, and I'm trying to think of what her name is. If anybody knows, please chime in because she's really cool. She she does her makeup while she talks about these different like murder cases while
Nice.
she's doing her makeup.
Nice.
It's interesting. I'll have to tag you in it, but she's really cool.
Speaking
thought-
of that, Rodney said, you have grown up as a small caterpillar into a beautiful purple dragonfly. Proud of you, kid.
Take it off me, I'm Bush. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Mary's joining in on YouTube saying, Heather, we need our heads examined. LOL. Always pack too much in my life. And I feel that.
Right.
I feel that. And
But you never know.
you
Because
never know. But she said, like, in her life, I think,
Yeah.
like, on her shoulders and everything that's going on. And Christmas has exploded at her store.
Of course.
I mean, it's Rodney and Mary run the store. They brought
Right.
everybody in to
Right.
join them because
Right.
she makes some incredible stuff,
Yeah.
you guys. And it's Christmas, and of course, there's a lot of really cool stuff at the store right now.
Of course there is.
And we're
'Cause
adding,
it's so
adding,
badass.
adding more. She's got stuff from Christmas Vacation. It's a Butte Clark. I love that sign.
It's hilarious because every time I see Rodney or Mary share something
Yeah.
with the store or
It's
one of
incredible.
the vendors that are at the store,
Yeah.
I'm like, boom, share.
Instantly, because that's how people get out, and like people are
Right.
starting to come to the new location, which is awesome.
Yes.
Like I said, it's at 130 East 3rd Street next to Jalisco's. It's a really good Mexican restaurant. So if you're in
Nice.
Emily City, stop there. Well, stop at Hometown Handmade first and then go get food. You have
Yes.
to order it. So while you're in the store,
Yeah.
beep, boop, beep, boop, order
Right.
your meal, buy stuff at the store, and then go next door.
Well,
Pick it up.
That's my point. Is when you are on the road, and I'm a road dog. I'm an old road dog.
There you go.
Holy shit! Like I don't. and nobody can
old.
see in the studio, but like my suitcase is literally sitting on the chair, getting ready for this weekend.
Yeah, because you're taking off early.
Yeah, I'm literally bouncing out and doing what it is I got to do because when I get down there, I immediately go to work.
Right.
You know, if something has changed on the YouTube platform, I get in there, update everything. Something's changed on Twitch, Facebook, any of this stuff, because this
Yeah.
shit is ever changing, ever evolving. And making sure that all of our channels are on point
Right.
so nothing is being left behind. We're able to go through and keep stuff streamlined because, you know, Jeremy chimes in and does, you know, the Tuesday Night Rants, does the Saturday podcast.
Yeah. Plus,
All of
he's
this
got
stuff.
his own business that he's doing too. So,
Right.
like, again, shout out to him for all the stuff he's got going. We've all got so much crazy stuff happening in life. So, for us to keep on chugging along and doing what we're doing, like, I'm
Right.
so proud of everything that we're doing.
Rodney says I drive Mary up the damn wall.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. But they, and they had an anniversary kind of recently. So, shout out to those two.
Yeah.
One of my favorite couples. So, it's been interesting though, because like I said, we keep on moving along. We joked at the beginning about 2020 being a dumpster fire, but there are some good things that have happened this year.
Well, and one of the things that I have to look at is the fact that you look back at the beginning, and we've actually talked about it on the show. I don't remember what it was, but it was the very beginning.
Yeah.
When you and I said, there's no way in hell we'd ever be able to make this show work with just the two of us.
Right. Because we've seen the vision as three people.
And it still is. We're, Chris, poor Chris, he needs to come back. That man is probably one of the hardest working guys I
Mr.
know.
Lonely.
Right. Right.
So
And-
sad without Chris.
Oh God, he's constantly inboxing me
But
going,
wait a
I love
minute.
you guys. I miss you. I really want to come back. I can't. My job hates me.
Got my hand on my hip.
What are you doing?
Wait a minute.
What?
He's the hardest working man.
Right.
I'm still here.
You're also not a man.
I am not a man. That is number one fact of 2020 and everything. In the 40 years, I am not a man, nor have I ever
Right,
wanted
right.
to be a man. But what I'm saying, I get it. Like, he runs a store. He does a bunch of stuff too. So I'm just giving him shit because I can.
No, and that's the crazy part about it is I look at, shit, what episode are we? We are episode 165.
1065.
Sure.
It feels like it.
But yet, you know, I don't want to say we've kept this afloat, but we've engaged our audience enough to where they come back and they go, what the fuck are you two crazy fuckers doing?
We've put arm floaties on.
Yeah.
I think that's about what we've done.
I can chair wilder. But no, we've had a lot of great interaction with our audience.
Right. We appreciate that. Like,
and-
super appreciate that.
And even been able to do interviews outside of the studio
Yeah.
at Solid State. And, you know, I've made tons of, you know, appearances. Obviously, yes, I'm a co-host on This Is My Brain, but still talking about all the stuff that we do up here and doing pre-production for the other shows and Don't
Yeah.
Make This Weird and Survivor
Everything
Girl.
else that everything else that's going on. It's like,
Yeah.
it's crazy, but in a good way.
What you got
and,
on YouTube?
And my dad's joining in. He says, "Hello, everybody."
Hello.
Which I want to give my dad a shout out. Like, we stopped over and seen him a couple weeks, or probably about 3 weeks ago, I think now. But when we were there, he's like, I just want to, he just started going off about how proud of me he is, you know, for doing Bronner's and doing the store and doing the podcast, doing all this stuff, you know. And, you know, it's not that my dad doesn't say those kinds of things, but when he says them, it was like,
Right.
my God, thank you for saying those kind of things, because
Right in the ticker.
that's what you need. You need that support, that love from, you know, your friends, your family, and everything, your tribe.
Right.
And, you know, for him to say that, I was like, wow, thanks, Dad. I really appreciate that, because I am busting my ass, you know. And I'm not saying
Hell
that
yeah.
as I want recognition for it, but it means a lot to hear that kind of thing. And you know, hearing that from him, hearing the things from Rodney, hearing the things from you guys, from Adam, from, you know, all the support and the love that I keep on hearing. It's like, you know what, that keeps me going. That keeps me going every day. So thank you. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, everybody.
And that's part of the process, is when you bust your ass as hard as we do. And, you know, yeah, I say Chris is one of the hardest working guys I know. You know, he's doing a job that he doesn't want to fucking do, but he's got to take care of his family. You know, Rodney has made several shout outs about, hey guys, I'm still trying to take care of my family, and I don't know how to fucking do this given the current climate we're in of, you know, shit show 2020. And, you know, I'm trying to do that myself. I mean, thank God, you know, restaurants are back open again. So I can do meet and greets and get, you know, some sort of payment, hopefully, so I can take care of my family.
I got something.
What you got?
Can you put it over on me?
Sure.
Let's burn this shit down. Let's burn this bitch down. No, sorry, take that back. Whew.
Well, I mean, you know, what's the line the Joker
kidding.
says? Introduce a little anarchy.
You know, I still have not seen the one with Joaquin Phoenix in it. I've not watched it yet,
So
and I
good.
heard it's great. I hear it's great. I've not watched a lot of movies. I do watch more series than anything.
Yeah.
We're still working.
Carnival Row?
No. However, we are still working through The Boys, which you recommended.
I love the boys.
So there you go. You
How
did
far are you?
recommend. I think we're on like episode 4. We're kind of slow right
season
now.
1.
Yeah, of season 1. We're a little bit slow on watching it because I got so much stuff going on. It's not like, for me, when I'm at home and I'm working on crafting stuff or you
Yeah.
know, my artisan stuff, it's fancy.
Oh, you're so proper.
I put on like Unsolved Mysteries or whatever because I don't have to
Yeah, you
watch
watch
it.
murder porn. That's
I do
fucked
too
up.
much. Too much, guys. If you watch that stuff too much, it can really screw with you. I'm walking out to my car the other
Right.
night because I work 10 hours and it's dark when I'm leaving. I'm just like,
Ding, ding.
maybe you can help solve a mystery. Wait, no, what? Screw you, weird guy.
What the fuck did I
Robert
get a
Stack.
narrating?
Robert Stack, back the fuck off. We're not going towards an unsolved mystery, sir.
Robert Stack's been dead for a while.
I don't know. Well, that just proves I'm a little bit more crazy than I thought. Whatever.
Yeah, it is called Don't Make This Weird, Heather.
It is called Don't Make This Weird. Did you see my post on there that I
No.
put up on Don't Make This
I
Weird?
didn't see that.
I'll have to look it up. You know, we didn't talk about how our weeks have been?
Well, busy. I think we've covered those grounds because,
I'm busy.
well, and I mean, it's no mystery. Any of our listening audience have chimed in several times and went, holy shit, how are you guys still sane after all of this? And the people that we managed to partner up with and you know, link arm in arm, work together.
Yoink.
Yoink. Yeah, it feels like it. But no, they're successfully driven people too. And, you know, Rodney, Jeremy, you know, Brother Bill, all of these people that we have had years and years of engagement with, they're driven people. They don't just stay in one area. They go,
Right.
okay, hey, I'm doing this, and this. What are you doing?
Right.
Or they're not even asking that question per se. It's, I'm doing all of this. Do you want to help? Or, you know, we're just going to sit here and talk while I'm running after you to
want
have
to
a
share
conversation.
what I'm doing because,
Right.
you know, it just honestly really depends. Okay, so I found the post I put on Don't Make This Weird.
Go ahead.
And it says, when I was a kid, I was fucking weird. Now as a mature adult, I'm still fucking weird. To which Sasha replied, wait, it depends on who posted this. And I put, LOL, Heather. So, you know, just it's, yeah, I try to keep up with putting some stuff up there.
See, and I'm so horrible with doing that because I'm doing
know.
all of the other stuff.
I am aware. You don't have to point it out. I understand.
You're fired, Heather.
Do you like his excuses? I'm doing all of the other stuff.
But I am. That's the
Dude.
thing.
Dude, remember that conversation we had at the beginning of the podcast about educating instead of arguing? I'm about to learn today. Just kidding. No, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. There are a lot of things that do behind the scenes that happen behind the scenes and all those kind of things. And he does. He gets everything ready for the studio for not just my show, but for Don't Make This Weird. And when he's down at the man cave, I don't know if you're on point with that or whatnot, but there is a lot of stuff that does
Every
go.
time.
And I know the stress of it because before this new platform or with using Restreamed,
Yeah.
I used to come up early before podcast and have to sign in on the laptop and do all of this other jack shit for every episode, and it was just stressful.
And that's
It's
the
very
point.
stressful.
That's the point that I wanted to dive off on because we've been doing this for what? Since 99 episodes.
Yeah.
No, 98 episodes. And we're episode 165. So,
Yeah.
you know, we're a huge chunk away that we've had to start doing things differently.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And-
It's been really different. Like today, I didn't make it here till 10 minutes too.
Rodney just chimed in and said, we're a couple of fries short of a Happy Meal, a few cards short of a full deck, a couple votes short of a presidential election.
Oh my God.
Too soon? No, not at all.
Too soon.
Hey,
I always say a couple waves short of an ocean.
that's right. But no, that's the thing is, you know, you were handling all of the streaming part of it
Yeah, for a very long time. And
for at least a year and a half.
it was a lot.
And not because that's the thing is YouTube continually changed their platforms.
And they still do.
And they still do.
They still
I mean,
do.
it was what, every 6 months, I think it was, you had to relearn everything because
Pretty much, yeah.
and that's the thing is that's what makes it even more difficult now because we're streaming on more than one platform.
Mm-hmm.
So when YouTube changes shit, and it's about every month now that they're changing something,
Probably.
um,
I don't doubt it.
having to not only figure out how Restream communicates with YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
but figuring out if Twitch changes something. And they're pretty good at keeping everything fairly streamlined.
So you know I'm a working girl. I was on camera, wasn't I?
Yes, it was. But
Oh shit.
these different platforms, some of them are fairly streamlined and
Mm-hmm.
they do updates to make streaming better. YouTube is just like, hold my beer. Watch how bad I'm going to fuck your day up.
Did you like how easy that was last week? Because this week,
Right.
fuck you, buddy. Pretty much.
And even trying to go through and put links in the description anymore is a fucking nightmare.
Well, and that's the thing too that was different when I used to do it for all the times that I was doing it.
Right.
we had the link and we could share the link ahead of time before the show, and now it's not
Right.
like that. It's all streamed at one time. So
Yeah.
when it comes up, that's why we kind of have that little bit of a pause while we're trying to gather those and share those.
Right.
So it's not as put together as it used to be, I feel, because of the change of stuff. But Restreamed helps us to stream on Twitch, stream on YouTube, if we wanted to switch it up to change on or to stream on Facebook.
Right.
So I mean, it does give us other opportunities to have everything just kind of go at once, which
Yeah.
is more convenient. But like you said, YouTube switches up their stuff periodically, often.
And there's no there's no notification that that's happened.
No.
It's literally
Is it
shit.
that time?
They changed it and they went, oh, you're supposed to pay attention because you're supposed
Yeah.
to post stuff daily. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't put that on me.
Stevie T, who has almost 3 million subscribers,
What's
posts a video a week.
wait? What's a Stevie T?
Stevie T, if you don't know who Stevie T is, literally go check him out after the podcast. The dude puts on some incredible content. He's a dorky, dweeby, badass guitar player.
Okay, all right.
But
Sweet.
Stevie T is funnier than shit. And it's so funny because he plays this character that is his sister. It's basically him in a wig. It's funny as fuck.
What?
It's seriously hilarious. But he's like this dorky, dweeby dude who loves metal. And he plays just
my
incredible.
God.
I'm telling you, go
All right,
check him out.
We'll check it out. We'll have to
He's funny as hell.
Okay, that's your task after the show. Is you're gonna share that shit and don't make this weird. Be like, hey, this
Stevie
is
T.
what we talked about. Stevie T.
Yeah,
This
Stevie
is
T is
need to
hilarious.
know.
Yes.
So, but you know, out of all of the shows that we've done and everything that we've done, we've had a lot of really awesome guest interviews, all that different stuff, and we want to thank everybody that continues to keep on joining us, tuning in, doing all the things, liking, subscribing, sharing, all of that stuff that you guys have done, and everybody that's tuning in and joining in. You guys make the chat interesting. You continue to talk with us while we're doing the show, which we appreciate that, and we like to be able to relay that to our audience. Because the thing is we get re-aired on solidstateradio.net, and they don't see the camera. They don't see all that. It's just audio.
Yep.
So we're able to, not only are you guys being mentioned right now on Twitch and on YouTube, but you also get mentioned later on solidstateradio.net when they re-air this episode, which
Yeah.
is very cool. So, and not only that, it reaches so many more people. So you're getting kind of a little bit of fame there too, you know, with that happening. So we thank you guys for joining in and talking to us while we're doing our podcast, because it does make it interesting, helps us give more content, you know, I feel.
And it's all that cross-platform promotion stuff that
Yeah.
we do because we're not, we're shameless hussies for promoting stuff because
He is.
whatever. You've been talking about all of the shit we've been doing.
Right.
But no, it's funny because, Hometown Handmade, Dragonfly Boutique, all these other stores that you guys are 1,000% supporting.
Yeah.
The Man Cave becoming an incredible venue for bands. I mean, I had a couple of people reach out to me and they're like, dude, where the fuck was that? And
Yeah, people see, even though they didn't hear the
Can-
sound, but they've seen
Right.
how cool of a venue it is.
they're like, dude, can our band play there? And I'm like, fuck yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's the guy to talk to.
Yeah.
Let's
Make
make
it
this shit
happen.
happen.
And then, and I want to give a shout out not only to the Man Cave, because it is an awesome venue and it is a newer venue, and
Yeah.
they are ready to start having people come and play. But not only, I want to give a shout out to the Vault as well, because that's a
Yes.
local to us. Not saying that I don't love the Man Cave, because we always have a great time when we're down there. And it is.
Yeah.
Jeremy has done an amazing job with everybody else who has helped.
Oh,
But
yeah,
it's
Lane,
his
see,
vision.
none yet.
It's his vision, it's a very cool place. So you guys definitely want to check that out. But the Vault has started up again. Shows
That's
are
awesome.
happening at the Vault. They have
awesome.
more than enough room to continue to keep social distancing if you're worried about that, to be able to still watch the shows.
Right.
There's a lot of room
Yeah.
in that venue to
Yep.
be able to go and, to have a good time, see the bands. They had Halloween, I think they had like a Alice Cooper tribute band, which
Nice.
is okay. So guys, I used to think tribute bands, no thank you.
Hmm.
And then I seen Super Unknown, which was the Chris Cornell and Audio Slave
Soundgarden
and
Audio Slave.
Yeah, and they were incredible.
Yeah.
That was an excellent show. And then after that, and these are a lot of bands that actually are coming from Chicago.
Yeah.
I guess they are amazing out there with their tribute bands.
Chicago has a huge scene for tribute bands.
Yeah, so and I've got to see and hear a lot of those ones. So they are bringing them from Chicago to the vault, and also giving some local bands the chance to be able to open up for these acts, which is very cool. But they have just started back up again. If you guys want to go and find out when the shows are, how much the shows are, they have an open bar as well too now, which I heard has been excellent.
Alcohol kills Corona.
So if you guys get a chance, go over to the Vault Saginaw. It's a Facebook page. Go check it out. You can keep in touch with that.
Yeah.
And when the Man Cave has a Facebook page, then we'll definitely put that out there for you guys to be able to see, so you can follow what's going on as well.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that we'll be doing promoting wise. And Jeremy, correct me if I'm wrong. We'll be promoting a lot of this stuff on This Is My Brain.
Yeah, which is awesome. Yeah, because that's the main platform. That's the HQ for This Is My Brain.
Well, yeah, and it's one of the HQs for Strange Friends Media, because we do a lot of stuff down there for events. And I mean, I got to give Jeremy a shout out here. It was truly an honor to be able to run sound for that event. And it was great because, normally when you have bands that aren't that well known and have been doing this for a minute,
it's usually sometimes hard to get a turnout to it.
Well, and the funny part about it is you've got all of these people that, they're still fairly new, but they're all incredible musicians.
Yes.
And I got to give a shout out to every single one of these guys.
Yeah.
The opening band, Come Forth, incredible band, and A Different Perspective. These guys continually shouted out everyone that worked behind the scenes.
Oh, how cool is that?
And, gave thanks and got the audience involved to go, hey, give these people, some respect, because without these people, we wouldn't have a show here.
Yeah,
to do.
for sure. And I got
got
a couple things over here on YouTube. Rodney says on YouTube, I'm back, and Uncle Eddie voice and Independence Day. And also says maybe comedy coming to Hometown Handmade in the new year.
Ooh.
And also Jeremy says some website stuff is in the works. So that's awesome. So we will definitely go push and promote when that stuff happens. And obviously, Rodney, if you start doing comedy or whatever, let us know. We'll continue to push out all that. That's what we like to do.
Right.
Not only do we like to have conversations about everything and in between, we also like to be able to support and push out different things, whether it's like we talk about Hometown Handmade, we talk about the Man Cave, we talk about just all kinds of stuff, bands, everything with that. We like to be able to support, support local, support, everything that we can, because honestly, that's what helps us to continue keep going too. Having those people on, interviewing with them, doing all these different things. It's been really, really awesome.
Well, and people intentionally reach out to us because of the reach we have. And I'm not going to say we have millions and millions of listeners and people and this, that, and the other thing, because we don't.
Right.
But locally, we cover some pretty big area to go, hey, what are you doing? Let me get the word out here. And shout out to, Chris and Diane from the Cork Pine Council Arts.
There you go.
Yeah.
Made it.
Yeah, exactly. Totally got it. But they're doing a dedication mural on Veterans Day.
Oh, cool.
So if you look on Facebook for that, we can share the links. I think I actually did share it.
You did share it.
So yeah, I did something right for social media. But no, go check that out. Go show some support. Go see what they're doing. They do all kinds of really cool art stuff. And courtesy of Rodney and Mary, we had tons of interaction in Vassar for the farmers market.
Absolutely.
So cross-promoting that stuff, people reach out to us all the time and going, can you guys help get the word out for this? And that's what we do. We shamelessly plug all of the stuff that people have reached out to us for and go, hey, help us. And it's not, we're not throwing out commercials and all of this other stuff because we don't really have a lot of sponsors,
right?
But we're not afraid to go through and get the word out there to go, hey, this is what these people are doing. If you're interested in, go check it out. If not, fuck off. We'll go to the next subject.
Move on. Which Rodney says cross promotion is so key, and we're happy to do it. Which we appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
If I had the money to be able to pay Rodney to be like, hey man, get us 1,000 million whatever likes for our pages.
Right.
Push and pump this out. I so would, because him and his marketing and hype skills. You guys, if you are looking for somebody to do that kind of stuff, get in
Rodney's
touch
the
with
guy.
Rodney. Pay this man to
Yeah.
do this, because he has definitely got a talent for it.
He needs to go work for like the radio station.
He
or something.
he really does, because he could do the marketing for so many things. If you guys are
Yeah.
looking, even like I think a band could pay him to promote and get them out there and
Yeah.
manage or whatever. But he's definitely a good person to contact.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys need to get in touch with him, you can message Hometown Handmade, I think.
Yeah.
If you're looking for somebody to do those kinds of things, because he really does hype it up. And I mean, not like hype it up and make it sound like it's better than what it is, but he really does push for,
I mean,
you know, the store and everything. And he's right. It's incredible. It's something he's very passionate about.
with a podcast called Living the Dream, it's very easy to put into like Living the Dream Entertainment, Living the Dream Productions, Living the Dream Media Group.
Yeah, there you go.
You know,
So many things you could
all
do
of
with
these-
living the dream.
Yeah, I mean that's
I
the
like
thing.
it.
Now you'd have to look up to make sure that somebody else hasn't already taken that.
True. Definitely check that out. But you
So,
may be able to
yeah.
continue, like, you know, the dragonfly shows up in like all the things that I don't
Illuminati
know.
been confirmed.
But here's the fun thing. Like, the funny thing is Hometown Handmade. This was Mary's idea. She put my dragonfly
Yeah.
in on the thing, and
Right.
it was like, oh, thank you for that. I mean, yeah, it was very cool. But
That's awesome.
she says no Rodney to the comedy. Brandon says, "Hey guys, how's it going? Boomity boom." Hi Brandon, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And then Rodney says, "You're too kind." No, I'm not being kind. I'm talking serious, Rodney.
No, absolutely.
Seriously, if somebody is looking for somebody to do marketing and help promote and do all that stuff, and to pay him to do that,
Yeah.
I believe that you guys would get a lot of stuff out there and get a lot of business and things.
The next time we get together for some pre-production, Rod, we need to sit down. We need to hammer some stuff out because I know some people that could definitely use your skills.
There you go. See, let's make stuff happen.
what
Let's
we
make
do.
it happen. Oh, I want to talk about something. We've talked about Cogworks Slims on the show before.
Yes.
And it was hilarious because today I got an ornament at work
Yeah.
and it said Slade 2020. And it made me think about it because Brandon's joining in too. So,
Yes.
you know, and he's from that time when we were trying to get
Yeah.
that off the ground. And we still want to do that. We just haven't been
Yeah.
able to meet. I'm thinking hopefully after like January, or when January we can get stuff going after the new year.
I'm hoping so.
You know, because honestly, it's an incredible thing, incredible project and whatnot. But anyway, I thought that was funny. Slade 2020. I was like, you're a bastard, Slade, but I'd vote for you.
Yes, yes.
No, I wouldn't.
Slade, the best villain that nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah. Brandon says would love to. Well, yeah, I mean,
Hell yeah.
we put out that thing, and I think he's still going to be looking for, you know, some of the casts and stuff, because it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Some of them people have moved away. Some of the things are just not the same. So we're going to have to look for new people for that production. But
Right.
honestly, you guys, looking forward to that as well. There's just so much stuff. Life is okay. I know my big thing on Survivor Girl is life is best lived, but I truly believe that.
Yeah.
I believe no matter what it is that we're facing, no matter what it is that we are trying to accomplish, that you have to remember that sometimes living minute to minute, hour to hour,
Yeah.
is more lucrative than trying to look further into the future and find out what exactly you're going to accomplish in your 10-year plan. I don't have a 10-year.
Can I point this out? The only thing that I schedule actively on my calendar is doctor's appointments, chiropractor appointments, and things that I have to get done through the course of the day to stay on track.
Yeah.
Everything else, it'll get done when it fucking gets done.
But how hard was it, though, to get to that point?
Oh, it was excruciating.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is
You
this has
fight yourself.
This has been easily a 25 year process because I've been working for myself.
Right.
I mean, I made a conscious choice to go, okay, in 2001 when I decided to become a recording engineer,
Mhm.
I said, I'm going to work for myself.
Right.
No idea what the hell that meant.
No.
No fucking clue.
No.
But that's the thing is, holding down a job for yourself, one, being able to pay yourself, and two, being able to support your family while you're paying yourself.
Not an easy task.
Fuck no. There's
No,
been
at
several times where I've had to make sacrifices so my children wouldn't.
Right.
And, it's been a challenge and a half over, these past few months here where you're bouncing on shit as fast as you can say it and go, okay, now I need to hustle a little differently
Yeah.
because that well's tapped. Let's find another one.
I feel that. Like, I feel that 100% because, I don't wake up every morning that I have to go to Bronner's and go, ugh, I have to go back there. No, I'm thankful too because I know it is a short season, and right now to be able to have money coming in,
Yeah.
a lot of people aren't that lucky. So
Right.
I go, thank you for my job. I'm thankful
Yeah.
for this, And I know I've said it over and over, not just on this show, but on Survivor Girl, that I've got a lot going on. That's not a lie, but I'm not thankful for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I am very thankful for that. Oh, I have a thing over here. Jeremy says, my Cogworks villain character's name is Nathan Bartholomew Hart, a.k.a. Black Heart.
Ah, nice.
I think that it's going to be, I think.
You heard it here first, Leon.
Heard it, Leon. I kind of see this like a team, watch what, blah, 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 team
Yeah.
Slade, team,
Yeah.
I kind of see that happening with this, but it's got to be made. We got to find the
have
money
to.
for it. We have to find people that want to put in on this production.
Well, and it's crazy too because we're talking about this, and there's been a lot of production that's going on with the Chosen series
Yes.
because they're on season 2
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So
we
watching
still
all
have
the
to watch that, but yes.
watching all the behind the scenes stuff that's going on for season 2, it's incredible because I'm like, we've been there, we've done that with a
Right.
lot of the productions and stuff, and acting, and I mean being part of Zach Deering stuff, and being just a stand-in guy. I mean, I don't have an IMDb profile, but who gives a shit about that? But
I do.
yeah, well, that's my point. Is it's so much fun because across the board we are involved in so many different
Right.
platforms
Right.
of creativity.
And that's the best part of it. I really want to kind of talk about that before we get to, towards the end of the show. Because growing up, I thought I was lucky to grow up in a family that had a lot of different talents and different things that they could do, not just music, but art and inventing and just so many cool things and components, that I got really used to just liking that part of it. Like, I
Right.
didn't care about learning the proper, language and all that English language, all the proper things in school, education that way. I was just like, I just want to do fun art stuff. Like, that's what my
Right.
spirit feels. And, it's been interesting to just be like, okay, this is me and I enjoy creating. I enjoy being able to do it. And what is one of the biggest things that a lot of people have heard growing up?
Yeah, you can be anything you want.
No, not necessarily. I've heard a lot of people say that they were like, oh, I want to do this for a living. And then you have a parent or a grandparent or somebody in the family go, you're not going to make any money doing that.
Pull your head out of your ass, kid. Stop dreaming.
You're going to want to go to college and you're going to want to. You know what happened when I went to college? I got screwed, man. I'm still paying on that. And I guarantee you that's probably what's garnishing my wages from work.
Yeah.
Honestly,
The amount of schooling that I've had in my life, and I'm still paying. I don't have a degree.
Right.
I don't even have.
I don't either.
I don't even have a certificate of completion.
Nope.
Let alone a diploma or anything that I've taken this many hours of classes and paid this amount of money for books and this, that, and the other
Nope.
thing. And I'm going,
Just a bill.
right, just a
That's
bill.
what you got.
Here you go. This is how you got fucked and your asshole stretched out.
Yeah, Here you
Like,
go.
wait a minute. At least with Udemy or whatever the online classes that I was taking,
Yeah.
I have certifications of completing these classes, and I'm going, this is great.
And I don't have to pay the government $1,001,000.
Right. I mean, I literally pay for the class that I want, and they
Shooty
have
dang.
so many different free classes
Right.
that I've literally downloaded all the resources and went, okay, I'm actively using this.
Right. Exactly.
And it's so cool because you can learn at the pace that you want to.
Right. Got a couple things over here on YouTube. Rodney's chiming in saying, I believe the only limits you ever have are what you set yourself. If you want it to drive for it, push yourself, become what you dream. Make your life onward and upward to the point where you have no choice but to look down and smile from the clouds. And Jeremy says, college, dropouts rule.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, and I feel this because I got talked into going back after I already went once and I had a shitty experience.
Honestly, my second time in college was better, even though I couldn't do fucking math. But when I was done with that,
that's what screwed me.
Yeah.
They're like, you gotta do math. I'm like, oh, yeah. Do you have a special ed course for that? Because that's what I fucking did in high school.
That's what I did.
No.
But it's funny because when I completed, or I should say, when I was kicked out of college, I could do trig calculus in my fucking sleep. And I'm going, all right, let me pass this fucking class. So when I contested my grade, and they literally kicked me out because I was being the squeaky wheel of going, I passed the fucking class.
Too many questions?
No, literally, all I was doing was presenting this grade, presenting this grade, presenting this homework, presenting this test, and going, I passed, I meant all the requirements for the class.
Right.
Give me my passing fucking grade.
And there are some people that have done exceptionally well in college.
Yeah.
There are some. I just was not wanting to commit that much to it. I didn't commit that much to school.
Here's the shitty part about it. All the other classes I fucking aced and slept through. Except for math. Sorry, my point.
That was really weird. I was like, I just lost you. That was strange.
But no, I mean, and I don't want to say I slept through, but it was so much easier. All of the other classes that I had to take for my prerequisites.
Right.
And then the classes that I needed to take to get my degree.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing too, is with the college courses and whatnot, it's not meant for like one size fits all because everybody learns differently.
Yeah.
And that's what's shitty is that that's what you get. And you feel like a jackass if you have to ask for help with certain things or whatever. I always felt that way. Like I felt like the rest of the class was like, you're stupid.
Well, here's the issue that I
Asking
had.
questions again on how to work.
Is I looked at my bill and I looked at my what the hell do you call it? Syllabus.
Uh-huh.
And I went, I don't fucking understand a damn thing on this syllabus. And I paid how much for this class? All right. I'm going to be the asshole that's asking 10,000 questions because if I paid this much for this fucking class, I'm going to pass the motherfucker.
Okay, so I guess I probably should have had that same insight, but I definitely didn't. Brandon says, I love creating, but I always feel like whenever I start, suddenly everyone wants my attention.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that seems how that's always, depending on I guess it doesn't really matter whatever it is that you're creating. It seems like that does happen. One of my biggest things that I had to do, especially with doing the jewelry and stuff and going and putting my stuff in a store, I had to make sure that I set aside time and I got down a, what do you call it? Like a routine for it to be able to, okay, I'm going to glue this piece on and I'm going to wait, let that go. And I'm going to keep on doing it. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to do this and this and finish the piece. So you just kind of had to get into a rhythm because if I didn't, then I'd get distracted. And that's why I do put on Unsolved Mysteries or any kind of cold case file or whatever, because you don't have to watch it to be able, you say
Bach. Listen to Bach.
Not unless it's a mystery story. No.
No, and
No,
that's,
I
you
understand.
have to hone your craft. And I don't mean that
honestly, though.
in a punny way. I mean that you have to set time aside and go.
You do, actually.
In order for me to get good at this, I have to have X amount of time to do this. I mean, what is it?
True.
The 10,000 hour rule or whatever the hell it is.
Something like that. But we also have to remember too, the 24 hours that we're given in a day, we really end up by the time that we're done doing all of the main important things to get to that time to do the things that we love and that we're passionate about. That is really difficult. And it's different because Brandon, you have two kids at home. Yeah.
Two little ones.
You understand because you had kids and for us, it's really because of working the 10-hour shifts and going into probably 14 or whatever, buckle up. It's really trying to figure out, okay, I can't make an excuse for myself. This is me talking, is I would make a lot of excuses, and that even comes with, exercise and things that I need to really be doing. I've created so many different excuses for myself that I was really just kind of shitting the bed on everything and not getting stuff done. And
Way
I'm
to go,
like,
Heather.
wait a minute. If I'm going to be serious about something that I'm passionate about, I need to really find the time to make sure that I'm creating and doing what I need to do.
Rodney chimed in and said, you can only divide yourself so much.
And you're not wrong. You're not wrong, because then you're missing out on sleep, and then and that's when I end up going in and going, okay, I've got adrenal fatigue again. I can't do this.
Why
So
you do that?
I get it. I understand that too. You're right. You can only divide yourself so much. So
Right.
I'd have to go and try to set either a day or half of a day aside, or
Right.
figure out, okay, I need a moment to breathe, and it's okay to tell people that too.
Well, and it's even
You
more
know.
important to take care of your health
Mm-hmm.
so you can put sometimes these long hours into what it is that you're doing. Because
Yeah.
it's not easy. I mean, I look at, to give, you can go back to over your head there, High Performance Habits, that book. They talk about that.
Yeah.
Mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, being balanced and constantly. Your body strives for 100% homeostasis, and if
That's not-
something
that's not easy.
is not balanced to where it needs to be,
Mm-hmm.
you get a crazy ass schedule together, and you start dividing yourself and dividing yourself and dividing yourself, and your body goes, you know what? Fuck you, I'm done.
No, we're gonna, and that's the thing. If you don't give yourself a timeout, your body will make sure that it does.
Yeah.
And we've been there. A lot of us have been there to that extent.
Rodney said, "Yeah, I haven't learned that in 43 years."
No, that
Neither
man
have
sure
I.
has not. And then I'm just like, put him to work.
Yeah.
But and that's one of the things. We get a little bit more serious when we talk more about these things and whatnot. But honestly, when we get down to it, to continue to create and do the things that you love, you really do have to make sure that you are taking care of yourself as well. And that is kind of part of taking care of yourself, to be able to do the things that you're passionate about. But, I found out a lot of times when people get into relationships, they get married, they do different things, they have a family,
Right.
all these things. Some of that stuff just kind of goes to the wayside, and there's no time for any of it.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate enough with my lifestyle and my relationship and everything that I got. I am supported in doing that 100%, because we both go, okay, you like to do this? I'm going to sit next to you, but I'm going to do this instead.
Right.
And that doesn't always happen in every relationship or, situation. And like I said, with little ones at home, it does make it a lot harder. So a lot of times it comes down to, okay, what's more important? What do I need to do? What do I need to take care of? So
Well, and everyone
it's tough.
everyone has different responsibilities for things that they're working on, and they have to get done through the course of the day. Some people have children, some people don't have children, some people have pets.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, that happens when I'm trying to create and do the things that I need to do. They're all like, hey,
Right.
all three of them are like, hey,
I'm gonna
you
fuck
got
with you.
time? You got time? Brandon says, yeah, 2 little girls. It's difficult just commenting here because Zoe lives up in my girl. Sorry, I have a hard time saying that word. It's fun. But so, yeah, and I understand that. And that's why I kind of pointed that out, because I didn't want to be like, well, Brandon, you need to find time and you need to do this. Because I know that you have little ones and everything.
Yeah.
And that does make it more difficult. We don't currently at home right now. So that's something. But when we do, it's going to be interesting trying to juggle and do everything that we can. But
Good luck.
life is crazy like that, but sometimes you do have to take a moment to breathe and find time to do things that you love still, or you're going to lose it. I feel like that's a big thing.
Well, and that's the challenge. Is, I mean, being a single parent. For most of my adult life, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing here. Well, it's not an option for you to go, well, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just going to give up. No.
Right.
You have to educate yourself. You have to talk to other single parents. You have to talk to parents that figured out how to raise their kid not being too fucked up.
Right.
You talk to people that you can glean wisdom from and go, how do I do this? Because I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
This is my first time being here in this journey in my life. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yep.
And, of course, you got all those supportive, parents and grandparents that go, well, figure it out. And it's like,
Well, thank you.
thanks. Glad you're giving, the faith in me. How about give me some guidance or maybe some direction so I can explore these areas? Because when you have too many options, then you're overwhelmed and you don't know how to do it.
Yep.
When you're trying not to fuck things up, but that's not your focus. You're just trying to navigate things successfully to go, okay, my children are asleep in their beds. They haven't tried to, run over each other with the car and set the backyard on fire. I call that a success. Only the
There we
kitchen's
go.
on fire and the dishwasher's laying out in the middle of the street.
Right.
Yes.
It's a better day than yesterday.
Right.
Because the stove was out there.
Right.
Little fuckers.
Microwave
Just
bastards.
kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. But anyway, it's that time. I
Is it?
thank you guys so much for participating, commenting, hanging out with us. We do appreciate that. We are very thankful that you guys keep on coming back
Of
for
course.
this. As do we. We will see you again next Thursday at 8, right?
Same time.
Same
station.
time. You guys can catch us either on Twitch, on YouTube, on solidstateradio.net, wherever you want to catch us. We appreciate you tuning in, supporting, and helping us out here with continuing to push out the podcast. We love being able to have these conversations with all of you. So thank you guys again. And I have nothing else.
Well, hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Do all of that social media stuff. Seriously, guys, make sure that notification bell is smashed in so the minute we go live, you guys can find us. And they're like, oh, hey, what's Don't Make This Weird? Well, now you have a conversation piece because we just made it weird.
There you go.
So smash that notification bell, smash that like button. That way you're telling YouTube and
Subscribe.
Twitch that, hey, we like these weird fuckers.
We do like these guys. Maybe more people want to
Yeah.
have these conversations. so-
People want to see this stuff, so smash that, punch that like button in the mouth, and we'll
just
see
like
you guys.
you want to 2020.
That's right.
Remember, guys, keep it weird. We'll see you next Thursday at 8.